World on my shoulder, heart full of blues out in the dirt. Down in the dirt.
At least I don't run out of gas.
Wow!
3 times.
Low blow. It was an honest mistake, guys.
Being real bad. I've been a real bad boy on the town all night. Starting to calm down with the morning light. I'm in the dirt, down in the dirt, down in the dirt.
There's no more on the show. We don't have the other type, the black one? We might have that one. We might have that one too.
Go! Ah! Do it.
Sam terminals are just a little bit different, but they should still screw with fine.
Yeah, that should actually work too.
Okay.
Because I have LED panels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like that's
Should
it.
still lay down.
It's a flashlight and lantern in one. Oh, what?
You can't see it through the shirt.
Look at this. Look at this.
You gotta take the, hold on. Sexy slow-mo taking off my shirt. I've been writing basically since the day I could walk, but I haven't had my own motorcycle till I turned about, say, 21, and I ride a 750cc Honda Magna. Born and raised in Oxnard, lived in the Sierra Mountains for about a year or two with an ex, moved back because it's not having it over there. I've always unintentionally done things that most girls don't start off doing. And it's not like I'm like, oh, I'm a girl, so let me push everyone's boundaries. It's like I unintentionally do that kind of thing. Like, let me get a motorcycle that no one really has and no one expects a girl to have. It's this 600-pound friggin' cruiser that most people don't even know about, and there's so much history behind it, so when I read up on it, I was like, I fucking love this thing. This thing pushes all boundaries. I don't think that women should do anything or be pressured to do something. I think women should just go at their own pace, because I feel like if you push boundaries that you're not comfortable with, of course you're going to get into some sort of trouble. And I don't want everyone to expect women to start off strong. I want them to be able to pace themselves if they want to. Or, you know what, don't be afraid to push boundaries if you want to. I just think they should do whatever the hell they want to do. I've definitely run into times where it's been an issue. Obviously, if it tips over, I cannot pick it up. I need someone's help to pick it up. And I think that also goes into not always being in control and asking people for help when I absolutely need it. So I don't always have that problem. Like, I don't have a problem with asking for help if I need it.
Yeah, it's a hot day. I'm laying in the sunshine. You should hit me with a splash gun so I cool down. Won't you come on over? We can party till the sun's down. Baby, let me buy you a drink while we're dancing and blink. I could go for some Queen Bee too. Macy's going boom boom. If you're looking for some crazy, I'll tell you everybody's standing in the line for the water slide. You can come on over. We can take the roller coaster. And you know everybody's looking for a ride in the water slide. Water slide. Time has come to cast away your lies. It's time to find what the mind truly knows. How did it come to this? A life traded for a moment's bliss. Take from your body what is naturally earned. All the lies you keep spinning, keep telling yourself it's the way.
My name is JaneDoeMoto. That's what I go by on YouTube, at least. Here's some fun facts. I'm a musician. I am in love with snowboarding and motorcycles, and I have a wonderful boyfriend. I'm a vocalist, and I can play like enough chords to put a song together, but I can't play and write at the same time. So I feel like my instrument is just voice, really. I'm a Barbie girl, and I'm just kidding. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Just one of the mornings, I'm gonna rise up singing. I have a band that I'm part of with a friend of mine that we call JaneDoe Probably about as long as I've had my bike now, so I think like 5 months. I don't know if it's expanded my point of view, but I definitely am really excited to see like so many women who are riding motorcycles and like doing their own maintenance on the bikes, and like I'm excited to see women taking part in that, because I feel like it is a super like male dominated industry, which is totally fine, but I think it's badass that like there's actually women who like want to get out there and do the same thing that I want to do, just for the love of it. So I don't know if it's really expanded, but I feel excited. I would say that it's created more excitement for me. So I used to ride dirt bikes when I was younger. I shouldn't say I used to ride them, but I went a few times with a friend and her family, and had so much fun. Like, it was just so much fun to be on that bike.
So growing up, my mom was a single parent. My biological dad was in our lives, in and out, all of the time since the time I was like 3 years old. And she never asked for help. She raised 3 kids all on her own. She was not good. We were homeless for quite a bit of time. It was just me and her living outside of a car, and she literally never asked for help. And she would ask people not to help her. And so growing up seeing that, I always thought that's what people should do, because that's all I ever saw. And it took me having like such a good group of friends being like, we can help you, and you're not weak for wanting help. It's really helped a lot, and it's really changed my perspective. And I'm not saying that my mom's wrong. She decided to raise kids like that. That's her thing. And I don't think it's wrong to not ask for help, but definitely, I think if you're surrounded by the right people, it's a lot more comfortable doing it. A part of me knows exactly who I am, but it's more coming to terms and being okay with expressing it and showing people who I am. Because I feel like a lot of times people are so pushed, especially in the LA area, to be something that they're not, because they're expected to be something better. When it's really, I think who you are as a person is the best that you can be. Whether, like, it doesn't matter what you do, you know? Most of the times, I get a lot of guys that are like, are you sure you can handle that kind of bike? Like, did someone else? Like, is there someone, like, they always expect me to have my dad helping me all the time, or a boyfriend helping me all the time, when it's not always the case. And a lot of guys don't expect you to be able to do things on your own. So like, I work on motorcycles, I do all my own work on my motorcycle, and a lot of times people don't expect that, and you get a lot of like backlash for it. Even though a lot of people want you to do that kind of thing, they think you're lame if you don't work on your own stuff, but they think that girls can't work on their own stuff. No matter what, there's always going to be people that are going to expect women not to be able to do things. I think it would definitely help if there were more women mechanics, but like I said before, I don't want women to expect or feel pressured to have to do that kind of thing. If they want to do it, go ahead. But I definitely think it's a lot more environment. You know, I think people are just set in this mindset that we can't do everything that we want to do. Really, the biggest advice I would give is just, like I said, don't hold yourself to a standard, and be open to anything. And don't say I can't. Say I will try. If there's something that someone's interested in or that they are looking into, don't give up just because there's people that are gonna say you can't do it. Just try it, and if you don't like it, go ahead and move on to something else. But it's okay to give up, and it's okay to not want to do something that you don't want to do. But it's not okay to say I can't do it because other people are telling me I can't.
I spent half my life in California, like literally San Paulo right over here, and then another half in Oregon, and I joined the military, got out of the military, and now I work on base, loving life. I was in the Navy. No, I'm secretary now. So my dad had a motorcycle, and he told me this story like when I got a lot older, but I'll never forget, he had like this white and gold motorcycle, and I just would sit on the front, like, because there's a back seat, but I wanted nothing to do with back seat, so I put my hands on the tank like this, and I wouldn't hold on to anything. I just do this, and then that's when I realized I love motorcycles, and I always wanted one since then. Right now I have an R6, but I need an R1 because my R6 doesn't go fast enough. It like stops at 145. Like I literally feel free when I'm on my bike, and I'm not stressed out. Like if I'm really mad, like if I'm like super pissed, I won't ride because then I know it's gonna be a bad ride. Because then I won't care about anything. If I'm like stressed out, I'll just go ride. I'll lane split if I'm like pissed off. If I get mad, just to like get a little adrenaline rush going. I don't know, I like it. I like being able to leave and do what I want when I want to do it. Car drivers are stupid. Like they literally don't care about motorcyclists at all. Like, perfect example. My friend just got kicked out of the military because he was going down the freaking road, Ventura Road, this guy thought it was funny. He was trying to scare him, so he opened his car door. My friend hit the door. His wife was on the back of the bike. She blacked out, has no idea what happened. She woke up to her husband over here. Hurt so bad he couldn't get anything. Like, he got kicked out of the military. And the guy thought it was funny. We're just freaking people. We all drive cars. Like, we may all not ride bikes. We're still people. We still have families. Like, it's pointless to freaking get stupid. It pisses me off. Unique squad. I don't know, like, we're just like a little family, and we're all there for each other. We'll protect each other. We're not drug runners or freaking serial killers. Like, I know some people don't want to be a part of it because they see only the bad, and then obviously the Sons of Anarchies and freaking whatever, those TV shows doesn't help at all. Yeah, there's rules and stuff, but if someone wants to be a part of it, just be careful on what one you choose, because there still are the bad ones. I like saying stranger danger, and there's been so many times, like, people just, like, stare at me, and it's creepy. Like, stop staring at me. I'm just writing. Or, like, they'll roll down their windows, and, like, try to talk to me, and I'm just like, okay. Would they do that to another guy that's riding a bike? No. But just because I'm a girl, you're trying to, like, talk to me? Like, get out of here. I don't have time for that. And then, like, the whole, like, if I say I want a new bike, because I've been looking to getting an R1 lately. Oh, you don't need an R1 that's too big for you. You should stay with this size. No, I don't need to stay with that size, because, I need a bigger bike. Duh. But I went to a place, because I was looking to get a new bike. This was, like, last year. Maybe 2 years ago, I don't know. Not one salesperson would acknowledge my existence at all. Like, I was like, oh, hey, screw you guys, I'm out. Like, I'm sorry that I'm a female, but I wanted a bike. But since all of you guys don't want to look at me, acknowledge my existence, and you're only paying attention to all the guys looking at bikes, that was it. I just walked out. And I was not going to buy a bike from them now. Just because I'm a freaking girl looking at a motorcycle, you can't come talk to me. Like, I would have bought a bike right then and there. But because they didn't acknowledge my existence, I just left and never went back. Like, I officially hate that company. Because, like, when I ride with all the guys, like, they're my friends and all, but they'll make, like, oh, you're a girl, no, fool, I'm gonna catch up with you now. Like, we're gonna race now. Now I'm, like, the crazy girl of the freaking club, because I want to race everybody, because I'm the girl, and you're saying I can't ride like you because I'm a girl. And, yeah, I know your bike's a lot freaking bigger than mine, but I can still go fast. And I'm gonna pretend like I can race, even though I know I can't, but I don't care. Like, I guess so it just makes me more of, like, more outgoing and daring of a rider, just to prove that, like, I'm not scared. Because, like, I still know my own limits. When I see them being dumb and seeing, like, okay, that's a potential of something bad happening, like, to a certain extreme, I won't do it. So I just like pick and choose how dumb I want to be, I guess. The riding community, if we're all riders, we all need to respect each other, and it pisses me off when people bash other people when it comes to riding. We're all riders. I'm not saying everyone has to be best friends if you freaking ride a bike, but other bikers just shouldn't be putting each other down. Especially, like, female bikers, we should all support each other, because there's not many of us that ride. So I think the female bikers should be there more for each other than anything, because we don't have that many.
May, I think. My boyfriend and I met, and I found out he had a street bike, and I was like, oh, dope, I want to go on a ride. So I got on the back with him, and I just remember, like, the moment I got on the back of the bike, I was like, this fucking sucks. Like, this sucks. I can't see anything. Like, it was fun to go fast, but at the same time, I had no control. I didn't know what was happening in front of me, and I was just like, no, I have to get my license. That's what's going to happen. And so I think, like, 2 weekends later, I had scheduled a class. That was, like, the moment is when I got on the back of the bike, I was like, oh, no, this isn't for me. Yeah, so, like, my first time on a dirt bike, where did we go? We went to, like, California City, and I went camping with my friend and her family, And, like, we were friends with all the guys that were there. We all went to school together, and all the guys were going out riding. And my friend, my girlfriend, like, really wasn't into riding. So she would go camping, but she wasn't about to get on a bike. And I remember, like, the second day we were there, it was, like, 105 degrees, and I was just over sitting at the camper. I was, like, just done. I had been waiting for the guys to show me how to ride the bike, like, all weekend long. And finally her dad looked at me, and she's like, hey. And he was like, hey, how come you're not riding? And I was like, oh, I don't like, I know how to shift a car because I drive a stick shift, but I've been waiting for the guys to show me how to shift the bike. Once I know how to shift it, I'm good. So he took a couple minutes to show me how to shift it, and he kickstarted it, and I was off. I just went. And it was, like, so much fun, and I was, like, I caught up with the guys. I was chasing them around in the truck, and then, you know, I decided to cut away and go down my own path, and like, it didn't occur to me that, like, the same way you shift up, you also have to shift down the same way you would in a car. And so I didn't, and I stalled it. And then that was the moment that I realized that I had made a mistake because I did not know how to get the bike back on. So I know I had seen, like, their dad try to kickstart it, so I tried, and then I ended up flooding it. And then I just remember, like, looking back up, and I'm like, okay, screw it. Like, I'm just going to have to walk into the road. And I remember looking up, and I just saw this tiny little dot, like, go by the road. And I'm like, oh, my God, I have to walk it so far. So by the time he found me, I was, like, 10 feet from the road, and he thought I ran out of gas. And I was like, no, I just, I don't know how to turn it on. Well, I think it kind of comes back to, like, the lack of awareness. You know, because for instance, like, I ran into a guy at Lowe's one time, and, you know, and he saw my helmet, and he was asking me about riding, and he's like, oh, what do you ride? And I'm like, oh, I ride a 954, and he's like, oh, that's like a big bike. And I'm like, yeah. What do you ride? And he's like, oh, I ride a 600. I'm like, that's cool. You know, I think it's just, it's, like, unexpected, because I feel like a lot of women are told that they should start on smaller bikes, or not even just women, but I feel like most new riders are told to start on, like, 250s, you know, and then move up to 600s, and then move up to 954s, which is fine. I think anybody should start on whatever makes them comfortable. But, you know, my boyfriend and I have this conversation all the time. Is like, if you tell somebody that they can't do something, then they're never going to believe that they can. You know, and I feel like we do run into that maybe because our stature is smaller. Your size has nothing to do with it. It's a matter of, do you have the wherewithal to want to? And, you know, and if you have the ability and if you want to learn, like, you can. I don't know, there's no good answer for that, really. It's like a lot of the moto vloggers do it, and I guess part of it too is, like, I wanted, I don't know, like, I see a lot of girl moto vloggers, like, get follows or likes, or you know, and I probably partially due to the way they look, and which is fine, but I also don't want to portray that with my channel, at least not right now. Like, later maybe that would be okay, but, like, for now, like, I definitely want to be able to build, like, a, is it called a following? I don't know. Like, I want to be able to build a channel that's based on, like, good content, you know, and stuff that people enjoy watching, and I don't necessarily want it to be about, you know, any of the other stuff that comes with being a female, and I also don't want it to be, like, a source of something where people can say, oh, I don't want to watch her because I don't like the way she looks. Like, because you never know. Like, people, you know, it's interesting. Like, people judge us on what we portray outward, instead of looking at other things. Well, I do have one face I could show you. I feel like the only thing I want to say is, like, if you are a new rider and you want to ride a motorcycle, don't let anybody else tell you what you can and can't ride. And you know, I think that goes to say for anything in your life. Like, it's your body, your mind, and your energy, and you get to decide what you spend that on and what you do with that. I don't believe in the word no. I think that when we tell ourselves we can't, we're actually telling ourselves that we won't. We're telling ourselves that we failed before we even tried. And then we're not willing to try because we think we'll fail. So when we tell ourselves we can, we're telling ourselves that maybe, just maybe, we'll succeed. And what I've found throughout my life is that all the things that I thought were completely impossible in reality are totally possible. But it starts with, I will. It starts with the word yes. It starts with, I can. What will you tell yourself? Will you tell yourself a lie? Or will you tell yourself the truth and try?
That's so stupid. Hold on, do it again.
Shit.
Like in Christian, her knees are all
Straight
like,
lesbian?
no, like I mean like full blown lesbian.
It was just like a...
Tana and I got a free bag at Ralph's. And it had a rainbow on it. And I was like, Janelle took a shit. Janelle took a shit. Janelle took a shit. No. Not weird? Oh my god. Wait. What? Wait.
You first too. I was filming.
Morning. Good. I mean, no matter what, we're in a shitty situation, so. Yeah. Almost lost the camera. Oh. Fuck.